My name is Gustavo Arellano. I am a reporter for the Los Angeles Times, and I'm a lifelong resident of Orange County, California, specifically Anaheim. So when I was a young college student many moons ago, there was a lot of concerts and community groups based around this area. So especially up here on Temple. Temple was always sort of the gathering point. Here's an underground punk show, here's an underground community event. It's a kickback, let's just go eat food right here. And they kept calling it Filipino Town, and I'd see Filipinos. I knew there was a lot of Filipinos here. I knew there was a lot of Filipinos specifically in Orange County, but I didn't know that history in Los Angeles. So I started digging a little bit, and that's when my perspective on Filipinos changed. That's when I got definitely much more respect for not just the contributions that they've given to civil rights in the United States, but also how important it is for non-Filipinos and even Filipinos themselves to know that history. I'm always about trying to get those subaltern histories and bringing them to the bigger audience so they can finally get the recognition that they deserve. And especially here in Southern California, I really do think that the most unappreciated group here are Filipinos. I remember when I used to write a column called Ask a Mexican, someone actually wrote to me, are Mexicans and Filipinos related? Because we have quinceañeras, except our women have it at 18, you women have it at 15. How on earth does a Mexican know so much about Filipino food? Because we're basically brothers and sisters. We share the same colonizer, the Spaniards. They brought genocide to us. Big part for Mexicans, we have, of course, Spanish. We speak Spanish. For Filipinx, a lot of Spanish has influenced their different languages. So we have that shared connection. Some of our food is named in Spanish. Merienda is Spanish. Chicharrones is Spanish. The pig came to us through the Spaniards. Now, that's in our home cultures. Here in Southern California, we both come as brown people in a place that does not like brown people, in a place that does not like Mexicans, in a place that does not like Asians, and then specifically really does not like Filipinos, or does not like Latinos, and specifically doesn't like Mexicans. So because of segregation, we end up in the same communities. We end up becoming neighbors. Here, historic Filipino Town is not too far away from the barrios of down, Frogtown, East LA, Alhambra, and all that. In the 1940s, Filipinos and Latinos, we are working the same quote-unquote menial jobs for survival. A lot of mostly male migration, especially among Filipinos, because of racist immigration acts that even us Mexicans didn't have to deal with. Us Mexicans, we always like to think that no group was more discriminated against with immigration than us Mexicans. No, it's Asians. It's Asians. I mean, you had an entire generation of men who came in the early 1900s and basically got old and were not able to marry fellow Filipinas because of a super racist immigration act. So I think with that shared history, I think that's where you have some shared ties that are more apparent than with other ethnic groups. And as the decades go along, I mean, we were both victims in the Zoot Suit riots. We both marched along each other in the Delano grape strikes. And to this day, we grew up with each other, going to schools, going to, Catholic church, eating. And in this present day, I would hope in a more multicultural Los Angeles, we're homies. And we should be bigger homies, frankly.